Don't forget, hold your head and come into that. I don't tire for police. In the development of Afrobeats, before the name was coined, the fledgling new genre for a brief period used to be called Afro-hip-hop, and one of the founding members were three young rappers called the Trybesmen. My name is Ayo Shonaiya, and this is my story and the podumentary of Afrobeats with the S. The Trybesmen, narrated, Kunle Bello, and informed SN. Those guys were like my babies. Well, they are grown men, but they were like my babies. Sing now. Sing your part, baby. Okay, so this is how I met the Trybesmen. I've been managing Wasiu Ayinde for a couple of years. I was recording with Wasiu Ayinde at Eko FM, so they had like different studios. There's a big studio, there's the medium-sized studio, and then there's a radio studio, which is the Eko FM studio.
Justin, come here. She used to be on Eko. Come here. We have 1 minute before the news. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
They said that you're my
You know,
friend.
Kehinde, I was going to say, I just found out that Tosin Buckner is actually daughter of Segun Buckner.
Segun
Any
Buckner.
of the old school guys out there, Segun Buckner used to rock that house.
Do you know the kind of people we see in Tosin Buckner's house?
So as I was going out, I heard little muffled sound from the radio studio, and I could hear the song Shake Body by the Trybesmen.
Shake body, shake body, come on, shake body.
I didn't even know it was the Trybesmen. I just liked the song because I heard it in London. So on my way back, I sort of like popped into the studio to see what they were doing. The presenter, Kenny, was interviewing Freestyle, and that's from SN. When they had a break, I approached them. I said, "Oh, I like that song, Shake Body. Like, are you the one that did it?" He said, "Yeah, we're a group. We're Trybesmen. There's 2 other members." And I said, "I love that song so much. I've heard it, And I said, how come you don't have a video for that song?" And he said, "Well, we're independent. We're just kind of like getting things together." But at that time, they were about to cue the new song that they're about to release, which is Plenty Nonsense. So when he played the song, we're all, listening to it in the studio, and I heard it. I'm like, "Oh, this is like," I said, are you planning to make a video for this one? And he said, "Well, we don't know, but, we're going to put in music out and everything." So I said, "Do you want me to shoot a music video for you?" And I think he looked at me like, "Who is this guy?" And I think Kenny was telling him that, you better say, you better answer now. And he said, "Yeah, I don't mind. I'll let my other 2 members know." So I met LD, I met Kaboom, and also Freestyle. So we sat down. I think LD was a bit more proactive. Kaboom was a little off-age, like, "Who's this guy that is trying to speak for me?" I said to them, "I have my cameras. Like, if you want me to shoot a video for you, I'll do it. I'll pay for it." And they said, "Well, yeah, I guess." 2 days after I met them for the first time, the next 5 days, I saw them every day because we were shooting the video for Plenty Nonsense. Play that. You can sing the chorus if you want. Put your hands together. The first set for the music video was to do a full performance in a blue studio. Of course, there's no point in going to rent a blue studio. I just sent my PA to the market to go and buy blue material, and I turned my office at Water Parks. We had an office at Water Parks, Wasiu Ayinde's office. So I basically, there's nothing in my office, just a chair and a table. So I pushed everything to the side, and then I put a blue wall. And then we shot like what would be our go-to shot. So they were going to perform the song like 5 times, different ways. They'll do it, on their own. They'll do it together. They'll wear. Oh yeah, and they told me that they have these guys that are trying to do merch, even back then, like in the early 2000s. So I did close-up, medium shots. We did a whole day in my office. And then the next day, the next shot will be LD's classroom scene. A little fun fact about LD's classroom scene. That classroom that we shot the scene in the video was actually my classroom when I was in primary school. Basically, I went to primary school, Sunnyfield Primary School in Surulere.
Primary.
Let's do it again. Put forward. Yeah.
So I called Sunnyfield Primary School. I said I wanted to speak to the headmistress. And I explained to her. And funny enough, the headmistress at the time was actually the daughter of the headmistress when I was there.
LD, action. I mean, I was the brilliant boy. Wait, don't look at the camera now. Just look at the teacher. Okay, action.
I mean, I was a brilliant boy. I taught class in primary.
Cut. That was good. We're going to do one more.
So I said to her, I went here and I would love to shoot a music video if you don't mind. And it was a weekday, so there will be students in the class. And she said, well, I mean, if it's not going to disrupt their education, we can shoot it in between, breaks, when they go on break time. I'm like, that's perfect. In fact, when we got there, it was raining. It was raining heavily. So the children really did not want to go out into the rain during break time. So we just sat in the class and we shot the scene.
Even people will get first class, there's something they make out.
In fact, I promised the kids in the video that I was going to do making a documentary of the video and show it on TV, soon. Now I'm doing it 25 years later.
Yes. Never seen you on TV yet, so we don't know your style.
I think we did the church scene and the opening scene of the music video on the same day. A friend of mine, Shola, his in-laws had a house in Festac. So he said, I'll speak to them, we can shoot. We can shoot there. We only need just the entrance. And then, we got the crew together. I used my car, the car that I just brought from Germany.
Action.
Baba, open the gates. I want them to go out.
Freestyle didn't know how to drive then. So if you look at the video very carefully, that scene when the car was coming out, when Freestyle got in the car and it was coming out, if you look just under the car, you will see footsteps of the person, because the car was not on. The car was not on, so you can see the footstep of the guy pushing the car. And I said, Freestyle, once the car goes down the slope and you turn, just press the middle pedal, press the brake, and don't worry, we'll cut from there. We shot LD's opening sequence as well, because I like to tell a story with the music video.
And action.
What the fuck are you
God
doing?
damn it. Why the gates don't punish?
Like, I created a story. So LD was the gate man, Kaboom was the commissioner that owned the house, and Freestyle was the son of the commissioner. We shot that scene for half a day. We had to do and then there was little stunts where somebody would run outside, would run after it. It was just a fun day.
Action. Amen.
My sister's pastor let us use his church for Kaboom's part. I was supposed to shoot it in a way where there's going to be a full congregation, but it was a weekday. So I got my sister, I got my brother, I think Dell was there, members of the tribe, and some other people that were part of the crew. I just said, my niece, just be in the background singing, amen, amen, blessings and glory. In fact, the pastor of the church wanted to be in the video, so we put him in the video. The last scene we shot was where Freestyle's first verse, when he was talking about when he was stopped by police in his Benz. So I said, how are we going to get policemen? We went to mile 2. We spoke to some policemen, but they were like, So we went back into Amuwo-Dofin as, Apple Junction, and we found 2 policemen. And I said to them, we're shooting a music video. We need a couple of policemen for the scene. I'm not going to show your face. I'm not going to show your badge number. I'm not going to show, anything that will, that people can recognize that this is you in the video. And I will pay you 5,000 naira each.
Hey, hold it.
The guy said, oh yeah, now.
Let me see your badge.
And I think I edited it when I got back to London, and then I sent it back to them. And, they had a video.
Hey, I can't give you money, I won't go market.
It's money not there. Market. Money there, I give you. Money not there. Not there.
He gets plenty things we're not supposed to happen for this life. Plenty things. Plenty nonsense. Oh, I don't tire for police. Then wahala no they cease. For road like this, then fist up like 10 motorists. They get one time and stop my Benz. I was driving my friends. All of us gone shack, and I can't forget my driver's license.
So the next time I came to Lagos, the first meeting we had after I'd sent them the video was to say, would you be our manager?
Oh, yeah, we for killing stuff.
And I said, well, I'm managing King Wasiu Ayinde. But yeah, I guess I'll, what do you guys, do? We do hip hop, we do rap, we do hip hop and rap, but with a little Naija style. We use pidgin, we use Yoruba, hip hop, but African style. I don't even know if they've come up with the name Afro hip hop at that time.
Plenty things. Plenty nonsense.
And that's how I became Trybesmen manager.
Not supposed to happen for this life.
This your boy Dale. You're hanging with the tribe.
Yo, this is Timmy, and you're hanging out with the tribe.
2 shots to loose cannon. The tribe.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? This is Freestyle, Trybesmen.
Yo, what's up, people? I'm LD the Don, the man that's making it happen.
Lanre, LD's dad, had a building in Ekololu. They had, it was dial-up then, but they had internet. So you didn't have to go to a cyber cafe or anything like that. They had internet in their house. And I said, oh, that's cool. I can check my emails here. And that was where I met the other members of that tribe.
And this is 00. 00, where the fuck have you been?
So apparently there's Trybesmen, which is 3 members, Kaboom, LD, and Freestyle. But they also had the tribe. So they had 00, they had Timmy the Black One, they had Sasha, a female rapper, they had Blaze, they had Del, and then they also had 2 Shots, and who else? I think there's one more person, and Dr. Sid. So I said, well, what do you want me to do? You guys want to do another video? He said, well, we want to do a song where everybody will be on the song. I'm like, everybody? I'm like, yeah, cool. I think they had 10 members. And I said, if you guys do another song, I'll do another video. And it was that day. I remember it was a Friday, and they started recording Oh Yeah. I remember Timmy the Black One was the first one to start singing that chorus, Beremole, Baraje, Scatter Nyash. I'm like, okay, this is, and LD was now doing the everything was happening organically right there. So anyway, they finished the song in about maybe 2 or 3 days, and then, we're going to shoot a video. So he said, I don't want to do multiple locations for this one. We'll just get one place, because there's 10 people. Where am I going to go and be doing 10, scenes? So I said, we'll just get a basketball court. We'll get people to come. We'll do all our performances on the basketball court, and then we'll wrap it up. Very quick video like that.
This is day 1. We're at basketball court shooting a video. Oh yeah.
The Trybesmen and Del, Couche, 00, Blaze, Sasha, 2 Shots, Timmy, Sid. I'm sure I got everybody, yeah?
We're trying to enjoy ourselves.
We would have more fun if the sun wasn't here, but yeah. Hey.
What's the highlight of the video?
My dance routine.
Your dance routine. Okay.
You know, we've got 10 guys doing like 30 seconds each, you know, and we have to like get all these cuts, put them in at the same time. It's crazy, man.
What got around after I did Plenty Nonsense for them, that there's a guy who's from London who's shooting music videos for free. Well, not for free, but he's paying for the music videos. So on the day of the shoot for Oya, different artists just showed up. That was the first time I saw Niola. It's the first time I saw Baba D. It's the first time I met Sound Sultan. God bless his soul.
It's a party. Come join me.
The same people that were in the Plenty Nonsense video, like my nieces and my brothers and everything, I brought them back. But the thing is, this time, I put them behind the fence so that people will not recognize that they're doing extra for too many videos.
Touching, blaze scorching, no touching, here's something. Competition get in my way, burnt to nothing. This shit is for real before DL never bluffing. This be the way I do when I get a groove. Don't flush with words, lip spots and start to move.
And we shot that video on the basketball court at the Latter Day Saints in Festac.
In the context, so won't let me any clothes. Like we're so that for.
When we were doing the Beremole, Baraje, I got Gladys, who used to dance with us for Wasiu Ayinde, to come and do the Beremole dance.
I be dancing off beat, at the back smacking that tag like work it.
Move your butts, come on, shake and bounce, come on, kick some dust, come on, dance, come on, work it baby, come on, move it baby, come on, dance for daddy, come on, move like crazy, come on, Beremole, oh yeah, Baraje, oh yeah, off your shit, oh yeah, Scantanya, oh yeah, shake baka, oh yeah, roll for flow, oh yeah, make una dance, make sweat, somebody dog at the door.
So when we were doing the Beremole Baraje, I think the father or whoever who was at the Latter Day Saints church came out and saw what they were doing in the basketball court.
Move your butts, come on, shake and bounce, come on, kick some dust, come on, dance, come on, work it baby, come on, move it baby, come on, dance for daddy, come on, move like crazy.
And he called somebody aside. He didn't call me though because I was on the, He called somebody aside. Is this the kind of video that they're doing? I'm like, they're just dancing now. They're just, one Joe, one Beremole, one Baraje.
Daddy, watch me work it, feel this daddy, been in the heat, long enough to thrill you daddy.
The definition of twerking is if you bend your knees and go down, which is what the lyrics of the song was saying. Beremole, Baraje. Gladys was taking it literal. So the father came out and said, well, we don't allow that kind of dancing on our premises. But I mean, there was no issue until the video was edited and they started playing it on Nigerian television. And then maybe like 4 or 5 weeks later, they called me in London and told me that the video has been pulled, that they've instructed that nobody should play the video anymore. I didn't know if it was the NBC, but apparently the video was banned.
If them no one make we sing, and them sabi. If them no one make we shine, and them sabi. Igbo kwenu, Igbo kwenu, weswenu oh, weswenu oh.
Freestyle. Apparently, freestyle and LD had been at loggerheads for a while, and freestyle was being, difficult.
When you see my prayers about to be answered.
He said he didn't want to do his scene at the basketball court. He wants to do a separate scene. I'm like, why would you want to do a separate scene? Everybody else is doing in the basketball court. He said, no, he wants to do something with his own guys. I'm like, bring your guys to the basketball court now. And that's what he did. And one of the guys that he brought was DJ Z's, who later went on to do Fourier on Fokasi.
Get your ex baby, if it's to give you thing that him lack. I'll be your lover, your brother, your buddy, push your sin back. Give me your heart, I'll keep it intact. I know we took a lot of things from you, but trust me, I'ma bring everything back.
Okay, everybody take 5 minutes rest before we do anything else. 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes, so.
So, when I was managing the Trybesmen, that was my first introduction to Afro hip-hop, African hip-hop. African hip-hop is pretty much hip-hop. It's just rapping on instrumentals. But with the Trybesmen, because they had a producer, which was LD, they had their own original beats. So I thought, these guys have something and maybe I can help them mold it into something and see how far we can go with it. And for me, that was my first foray into this African hip-hop, Afro hip-hop, which later became Afrobeats.
The Nigeria hip-hop scene is blowing up, as you put it, a hip-hop phrase there, due to two things. You know, we've gone to many countries with King Wasiu Ayinde playing Fuji music, you understand? And what they listen to is the beat. You understand? I mean, sometimes they sing in English and stuff like that, but I think general public just comes for the beat. So if the beat is slamming, I mean, there are people like, apart from Trybesmen, because, you know, I'm partial to Trybesmen because I manage them, Tony Tetuila, Idris Abdul Karim, if I decide to take any artist from Nigeria, it's because I've seen something that can sell, either in the States or in the UK or anywhere else in the world. The Nigerian artists, they just need that exposure outside of Nigeria. And I think that's going to be my job for the next year.
And don't forget, back then there was Remedies, Plantation Boys, and the Trybesmen. This is what I like to call the trinity of Afrobeats or Afro hip-hop back then. So me being the manager of the Trybesmen, I was managing a third of what I believe is the beginning of what we call Afrobeats.
Now, talking about Nigerian artists, just mentioned Trybesmen now.
Yes.
Hip-hop.
Mm-hmm. Hip-hop world.
There's always a question here. How can you manage or promote Nigerian hip-hop abroad?
My own philosophy is to expose and market Nigerian talent in the areas of film, television, and music. We make Nigerian hip-hop or Nigerian indigenous music interesting enough for people of other cultures to like.
There's a problem with getting exposed to global sales to break into the American market. It's always difficult. So why do you think
America is the world? That's what they say. World Series, World Champions. America is the world. So Americans actually think America is the world. So if they do anything, it goes out of America. A lot of people want it from America. But if you do something for somewhere else, they don't want it in America. You have to take it there and beg them with it. It's difficult, but it's not impossible. If we're lucky and they like the beat, they like the sound, and they take us up, fine.
In Lagos, there were three main hoods. There was the Festac, there was the Ajegunle. In fact, the Ajegunle was not so much hip-hop. The Ajegunle was more of conto music, with the Nelson Brown, with the Daddy Shoki, it was more dancehall in Ajegunle. Festac was more R&B, blackface, two-face, and phase. The third hood was Surulere.
What I'm about to bring to you right now is something y'all never witnessed before. And that's cause I live for the love of hip-hop and the hood I come from. You heard? You heard? You heard?
LD and the Trybesmen were in Ekololu, and just round the way, maybe about like 5 or 6 minutes walk, was OJB Jezreel in Baja.
Oh, it's another one. About Silver Point. OJB Jezreel.
In his own camp, they had Jazzman Olofin, they had everybody outside of the Trybesmen.
And I don't understand why kids be fronting.
We're outside the Silver Point studios. We're looking for females with big asses that will pass so we can use them as insets for our video. This is sick, so we...
In fact, the Surulere were more movie people, so it was like music and movies in Surulere. In fact, the headquarters of what would become Nollywood was in Surulere then. So the three main hoods for hip-hop back then was Festac, Ajegunle, and Surulere. It wasn't until later that they started having the Bariga Boys, and that was like the ID Kabasa and his old Yoruba rappers and everything, but that was going to come later. From the late 1990s into the early 2000s, the American hip-hop culture, not just the music, was the inspiration for many young Nigerian boys and girls to become rappers, singers, and even dancers. The Afro hip-hop era, from the streets of Lagos and even from the eastern part of Nigeria and the capital Abuja, grew into what today is globally known as Afrobeats.